whatever I said till the morning. Okay, so the characteristic property is fluidity. What do you mean by fluidity? Fluidity means the ability to flow, right? Now, gas solids do not have fluidity, they possess rigidity. They can only vibrate across their mean position. So you can see the difference between the movement of particles of gaseous state, liquid state, and state right in front of you. Okay, liquids and gases are free to move, but solid state may, that is not possible. That is not possible. So what is matter? Matter is anything which occupies space, right? So the broad classification is solids, liquids, and gases, out of which liquids and gases we have already learned in 11th standard. Solids is what we're going to focus in this chapter. Okay. Now this is what we were discussing, the thermal energy and the interparticle attractive forces. Okay. So look, one particle attracting the other particle like this over here, right? Now when these particles come close to each other, this is what we called as a solid state. The particles are not allowed to move further, right? So what is thermal energy? Thermal energy is possessed because of the temperature. जितना टेम्परेचर ऊपर जाएगा उतना पार्टिकल्स का मूवमेंट ज्यादा बढ़ेगा, उनका डिस्टेंस ज्यादा बढ़ेगा. Why distance? Because once they attain energy, they will move. Once they will move, they will go away from each other, and the intermolecular distance is going to increase. Now, as soon as the temperature increases, the movement increases. You can see it clearly in front of you. And ऐसे जैसे ये temperature कम होगा, the movement is going to slow down. So this interparticle attractive forces is directly proportional to the thermal energy. Sorry, inversely proportional. Less the thermal energy, more the interparticle attractive forces. जैसे जैसे temperature कम होगा, thermal energy कम होगा, my gaseous state will start converting to liquid state, and it is when it is further reduced, they are going to get more closer and they are going to form your solids. They cling to one another and they will be called as solids. They occupy fixed positions. After this, they are not allowed to move. They are only allowed to vibrate about their mean position. About their mean position, they can only vibrate. Okay, this is what is solid state, which we're talking about. So when I talk about classification of solids into two broadly categories, which we had seen in the previous videos also, two examples in front of you, diamond and glass. So if you look at them at the microscopic level, this is how a diamond structure is going. This is not exactly how diamond looks. Diamond ka structure thoda alag hota hai. This is just for your explanation that what is the difference between a crystalline solid and an amorphous solid. So the basic difference between a crystalline and an amorphous solid is the arrangement of the atoms and molecules, a definite arrangement of atoms. And here in glass, it's just a random arrangement. यहाँ पे देखो, the size on the pattern is repeating. It is fixed. Over here, it is not fixed. कहीं पे बड़ा है, कहीं पे छोटा है. Atoms are randomly arranged this way. Okay, so this is what is the basic difference between your crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Okay, so moving ahead. So this is that one thing which we are going to focus on. Orderly and fashion, orderly manner, and here it is just random. They are completely disorganized. So when we move ahead, this is what we talk about the long range. Okay, if I know the arrangement of particles on one side of a crystalline solid, I can predict the the arrangement of particles on the other side. Why? Because it keeps on repeating itself. It is repetitive in nature. Okay, it is going to repeat. Whereas in amorphous solids, this is not the case. The atoms are randomly arranged. There is no repetition of molecules or pattern. So this word regular pattern, repeating, this is what your crystalline solids are comprising of when I talk about atoms. Now, the examples of crystalline solids are sodium chloride, diamond, solid iodine, gold, quartz, and many more. Right? Now look at this. This is amorphous solid. When you look at the arrangement in front of you, they are arranged in a random manner, in a haphazard manner. They are not at all in an orderly manner. So very few you will see that they are of same shape. वो भी proper structure में नहीं है. So the thing is कि this small thing is also not repeated over the range. It is distorted. It is not in a same shape. So you cannot predict the nature of that particular arrangement in the solids. The examples are glass, rubber, plastic, and many more. Now look at this. Now this is what they're showing is, this is a very old building, a very historic building, and the glass windows, if you see carefully at the glass windows in such buildings, the glass windows are thin at the top, but they are very thick at the bottom. They become thick at the bottom. This is because the molecules in the atom, because they consist of fluidity. Okay? The atom molecules, they start towards the bottom because of the heat. Flow down due to gravity. It is nothing but a super cooled solid, super cooled liquid. Obviously, this process is very slow and it takes a lot of time. Okay. So amorphous solids have this property to flow like liquids. Now, when I say flow like liquids, it doesn't mean कि मैंने glass को अगर जमीन पे रखा तो glass जमीन पे बहने लगेगा. नहीं. Glass को, if I keep it in a fixed position over a long period of time, the bottom portion of the glass is going to get thickened and the top portion is going to remain thinner and thinner. Why? Because the molecules are flowing down due to gravity. That is why your amorphous solids are also called as supercooled liquids or pseudo solids, jhutha solids. We have seen all this in the last video, so I'm just going through it. You already have the video with you over there. So crystalline solids, they have a sharp melting point. Okay? So because of this, they melt at the same temperature. All the particles are in a definite arrangement. All the particles are having repetitive structure, because of which they melt at a sharp melting point. मतलब कि एक melting point जैसे ही ये temperature attain हुआ, the entire solid is going to start melting until पूरा ये हो जाए, क्या बोलते हैं, melt हो जाए, right? So this is one big difference. Whereas amorphous solids do not show this. Okay, उनको heat करो, वो कभी भी पिघलने लग जाएंगे. ठीक है? So जैसी temperature एक this part is small, so जैसे temperature पे बढ़ा, this will start melting. फिर this part is a little thicker, so this will melt at a higher temperature. So it breaks over a period of time. They melt over a wide range of temperatures. Now this is important. Isotropy and anisotropy. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. When I say anisotropic in nature, it means that some of the properties of the solids, they are different in different directions. Matlab, if I look at this direction, the density is going to be different, and if I look along this line, the density is going to be different. Now when I look at this line of arrangement, I have one blue, one red, one blue, one red. But when I look along this line, I have all red atoms. Here the space between the atoms is not more, but across this line, the space between the atoms is more. So the properties, some of the properties along this line and this line are going to be different. इसका best example if I give you, a wood, लकड़ी, ठीक है? If I cut the wood, suppose this is wood, if I cut the wood along this direction, if I cut the wood in this direction, it will take me a lot of time and a lot of problem to cut the wood. Why? Because there are so many atoms along this grain, along this line. But if I could cut the wood along this direction, there is a lot of space and smaller atoms, so it is easier for me to cut it along, right? So this is the best explanation or the easiest explanation of anisotropy. What exactly happens in anisotropy? So look at that. This is the explanation. In this direction, all the particles are blue. But if I consider this direction, I have alternate arrangement of red and blue particles. Now, if I consider this direction, it is totally different altogether with more spaces. Ye dekho, distance here is more, right? So this is why they have different physical properties in different directions, such as electrical resistance, refractive index, thermal expansion. These properties will have different values along different directions. अभी amorphous में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता बेटा. Amorphous में they are isotropic in nature. They will remain same in all the directions. कोई भी direction ले लो, there is the arrangement is irregular only. There is no definite arrangement. So electrical resistance, refractive index, or thermal expansion, they will have negligible variation. Now see this. So when you cut this crystalline solid with a sharp knife, you get a smooth surface. But amorphous solid ko if we cut with a knife, you get a random irregular surface. Okay, this is again a difference. Crystalline solids will give you a smooth cut, but amorphous solids will not give you a smooth cut. Okay, this we had seen. Now let us see the other part. So we are going to classify crystalline solids now. Now, on what basis are we going to classify them? We are going to classify them on the basis of the constituent particles and the type of attractive forces between them. Okay? What is the first one? Molecular solids, ionic solids, covalent or network solids, metallic solids. So these 4 types we are going to see. Now, molecular solids on the basis of the intermolecular attraction, they can be further classified. Now, what are the constituent particles? Now, what do you mean by constituent particles? Constituent particles means the particles with which the solid is made up of. The particles of which the solid is made up of. That is what you mean by constituent particles. So molecular solids will have molecule. When I say molecule, molecule is made up of 2 or more atoms, right? Now they are further classified into 3 types: non-polar molecular solids, polar molecular solids, and hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Now this is something very similar to what you have learned in your lower standards in 11th standard, right beta? 11th standard में हमने ये non-polar, polar, hydrogen bond, we have seen this in 11th standard, right? So let us see what are the different types of solids on the basis of these classification. What is a non-polar bond? What is a polar bond, right? So let us see what are non-polar molecular solids. The constituent particles will be either atoms or polar molecules. Now see, The constituent particle can be either of these noble gases. Now you must be wondering, हम लोग solids पढ़ रहे हैं, तो इसमें अपन को noble ये gases कहाँ से आ गया? Now whenever I'm taking the example of a noble gas, or I'm taking an example of any other gas or a liquid, I am taking that example in its solid form. उसके solid form में we are understanding it. ठीक है? So when this is cooled and converted to a solid, they will show a crystalline structure which will in the non-polar molecular solid form. अब ये non-polar है. Non-polar polar आपको पता है. Equal sharing of atoms. ठीक है? Abhi non-polar molecules, those were examples of non-polar atoms. Now these are non-polar molecules: hydrogen atom, chlorine atom, iodine atom. Both of them have the same electronegativity, so the sharing of electrons between them is going to be equal. At the center there is not going to be any shifting of the shared pair of electron towards one particular atom. Why? Because there is no electronegativity difference over here. Okay, now so generally they are liquids and gases at room temperature, but they will exist as solids at super cool temperature. Now look at this non-polar molecular solids. This is how a non-polar molecular solid is going to look like. See beta, these are the electrons revolving in the orbits, and this is the nucleus. Here is the nucleus. So at every point of time, these electrons are having proper distance between them, and there is no electron cloud formation. The electrons are not concentrating at one particular end. But sometimes what happens is there is a distortion. There is a distortion which creates over there. They will lose the symmetry. Can you see this happening? They will lose the symmetry for a shorter time. Abhi they were moving at an equal distance, but sometimes for a small time there is disturbance and their symmetry is disturbed. The electrons, they will lose their symmetry and they will form temporary poles, which is called as your instantaneous dipole. Now ये एक non-polar atom था, non-polar molecule था, जिसमें electrons were revolving around the nucleus आराम से. ठीक है? So if electrons are revolving आराम से across this, and suddenly what happens is, because of distortion of the symmetry. Now this distortion of symmetry happens why? Because Pandey, you were asking me how does this happen? Why will this happen? These atoms or molecules, they are surrounded by different types of atoms and molecules, right? So iske aaspaas polar bhi hota hai, non-polar bhi hota hai, and various other atoms, because of which sometimes the electrons get attracted towards a more positive ion or maybe a stronger nucleus in its vicinity, and that is why this distortion takes place. Okay, so this is called as an instantaneous dipole, which remains for a very short duration of time. For a short duration of time in this direction, it can be for a short duration of time in this direction or any other direction. Abhi this is for an example कि आपके सामने ये दो atoms हैं, but actually में तो there are many atoms surrounded by it, right? So this instantaneous dipole can be in any direction, and because of this what happens is these pair of electrons are going to be attracted by this positive nucleus to be a interaction between them. Now this interaction, because this interaction in the molecular solids is going to, hold on, I just think got a call. Is the session on? Sir, session chalu hai, right? I got a call, so I thought ki band ho gaya. Okay, so because of this, there's going to be an interaction between these two molecules. Okay, let us have a look at it. Okay. Why am I paused? Hold on. I'll. Is it working now?
No,
Yeah. शांति सब्र.
सर बराबर है, आप कंटिन्यू करिए.
नहीं the video has been paused sir ना. वीडियो पॉज हो गया बोलते हैं.
हाँ, वीडियो पॉज है.
Hold on, I'll try something. Okay. अरे यार.
कैमरे का वीडियो स्टॉप करके एक बार देख लीजिए क्या है प्रॉब्लम.
हाँ जो वही करता हूँ सर. एक मिनट सर, I'll rejoin ना. Yeah, is it okay now?
हाँ सर.
Okay, cool. I'll adjust this थोड़ा सा. ठीक है, तो ये ऐसा इंस्टेंटेनियस डाइपोल बनता है बेटा. ठीक है. Now this is what is we were talking. I'll just थोड़ा सा इसको पीछे करता हूँ. See this. So once these electrons they lose their symmetry and they form a temporary instantaneous dipole. Okay. Now this dipole will is going to attract the positive nucleus of the other atom. ठीक है. So such instantaneous dipole is going to be formed over here also. So this is how a polar molecule is going to be. So this type of force between a non-polar molecule because of the presence of instantaneous dipole is called as a London force or dispersion force. Now these are weak forces. These are very weak forces. Now because these are weak forces, such solids which are having such kind of bond between them, the molecular solids which are having such kind of a bond are going to have low melting and boiling points because the force between them is weak. Simple as that. Okay. Now polar molecular solids. Now polar molecular solids, so it is very easy to understand. Already the molecule is polar, right? The sharing of electrons between these two atoms is not even. It's not equal. So there is a shift of shared pair of electron towards the more electronegative atom, and partial charge is created over here and partial positive over here. Now if such two molecules are coming in vicinity of each other, then these molecules are definitely going to interact with each other because of the presence of opposite charges on them, right? So this is very much easy to understand, which you already know, right? So molecules of these solids will be held together by dipole-dipole interaction. 11th में पढ़ा है ये. Okay. Now they are soft and melting and boiling point will be higher as compared to non-polar solids. When we consider non-polar solids, उनके comparison में this is going to be now. Again over here, since they do not have very high melting and boiling point, they will exist as gases or liquids at room temperature. Now hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Hydrogen bond क्या है? It should at least have one hydrogen oxygen or hydrogen nitrogen or hydrogen fluorine bond. This is what something which we have already learned in 11th standard, right? So one atom, one electropositive atom attached to a highly electronegative atom. These diagrams, these structures we have already done. Now this link between the hydrogen atom and a highly electronegative atom is called as your hydrogen bond. And they are represented by dotted lines. Hydrogen bond is stronger as compared to London forces or polar dipole forces. Okay, so they will have higher boiling and melting points. They are not very good conductors of electricity. Now let us see metallic solids. This is very interesting. This is a different type of solid altogether. Okay, metallic solids mein what's going to happen is now metal atoms are going to form the structure. Okay, metal atoms are going to form the structure. Over here, metals, they have a tendency to lose their electrons. They are bigger atoms. So in this structure, what happens is, na beta, atoms are arranged in a regular manner, and these metal atoms, they will lose their valence electrons, which will roam freely in these structure. ये empty spaces को ना voids बोलते हैं बेटा, ठीक है? तो ये voids में, ये empty spaces में ना, these electrons are going to move freely. So when you look at this structure, it looks like metal ions are embedded, are there in the sea of electrons. ये word आपने आपके book में पढ़ा रहेगा. That metallic solids, they look like metal ions are embedded in a sea of electrons. Why a sea of electrons? These electrons are freely moving around and the metal ions are in their fixed positions over here. This is how metallic solids are arranged. Okay, these metallic solids, these positive ions are called as kernels. Okay, now these mobile electrons are attracted by these positively charged ions, right? And these positive ions and the mobile electrons are holding each other in this particular structure. This bond is your metallic bond. This is again very strong bond. That's why they have high melting and boiling points. Now they'll also have electrical conductivity. Why? Because of the presence of free moving electrons, which you can see on the screen. Okay. Now ये आप D block में पढ़ेंगे that many of these metals, they also have color, they possess color, they have they are used as what do we say, as catalysts and all. तो ये D block elements में ये सब आने वाला है. 11th में थोड़ा सा hint दिया था इसका भी, ठीक है? Examples of metallic solids are copper, iron, aluminium, silver, many other examples. ठीक है? Zinc and all the D block elements and the S block elements also. Okay. Now look at this ionic solids, and again a different type of क्या बोलते हैं crystalline solids, ionic solids. अभी molecular solids में there were molecules, there were polar, non-polar forces, there were metallic forces. Here there is going to be ionic force of attraction. Ions are going to be the constituent particles. You know what are ions, right? There's going to be again three-dimensional arrangement of cations and anions, which are held together by strong electrostatic force of attraction. So since they have strong electromagnetic force of attraction, they are going to have high melting and boiling points, but they are going to be brittle also. Now the ions are closely packed to each other. Okay. Now these ions, these ionic solids are not good conductors of electricity in the solid state. But ये ionic solids को if I melt these ionic solids, they are going to become good conductors of electricity. Why? Because in the molten state or in the fused state, these ions, they have free the solids, they have free ions, and the ions become free to move. Free moving ions means what? Charge is moving. Charge is moving is what? Current is flowing. So they have high melting and boiling points. So since they are ionic, they are soluble in polar solvents, water and all, but in non-polar solvents, they are not soluble. Ether वगैरह में these are not solubles. So they will be insulators in solid state, as I said, but they are very good conductors in aqueous or molten state. या तो पानी में मिला के यूज करो या तो तुरंत गर्म करके उसको यूज करो. Now ionic solids are very good conductors in the molten state and the solid state. ये reason मैंने आपको already बता दिया है. The movement of the ions, as simple as that. Then you can see over here, molten state में also the ions become free, and aqueous solution also the ions are free. Here they are in the solid state, here they are freely movable. Sodium chloride is an example of an ionic solid. Zinc sulfide, magnesium oxide, cesium chloride, and many others. Okay. Now, covalent or network solids. Now, these are crystalline solids wherein the covalent bond is continuous throughout. अभी जो सामने आपको दिख रहा है ना, this is exactly the structure of diamond. ये भी I think 11th में किया है. ठीक है. So non-metal atoms are going to be linked to adjacent atoms through covalent bond. Carbon is, see, there's a network which is being formed. All the atoms are bonded to each other. The network is increasing and increasing. That is why they are also called as network solids in a particular direction. Right? They are hard and brittle, and they have extremely high melting and boiling point. Okay? Because they are strongly bonded, and all the atoms are attached to each other through a network of covalent bonds. So very hard, very strong, and they are क्या बोलते हैं, having high melting and boiling points. Yes, they are directional in nature, beta. The bonding starts and it goes on increasing in one particular direction. ऐसा randomly झाड़ जैसा नहीं उगेगा वो, right? Diamond जैसे मैंने बोला था, right? Each carbon atom is linked to 4 other carbon atoms to give you a 3-dimensional structure. अभी इसमें exception है. It is क्या बोलते हैं, covalent solid, but its properties are different. That exception is graphite, right? Now, why is this an exception? Now, when I look, it is a covalent solid, and unlike other covalent solid, it is soft and a good conductor of electricity. Now, why is this happening? Now, when I look at the structure of graphite, look at this. Graphite का ये structure है. Graphite is layered in structure. It is having a layered structure. एक layer, दूसरा layer, तीसरा layer. These layers can easily slide on the top of each other, because of which it is very slimy also. Okay. Also, when I look at the bonding of the carbon atoms over here, one carbon atom is attached to 3 other carbon atoms. तो एक valency उसका free रहता है. So that free electron is helping in the conductivity in this graphite. ठीक है. So one carbon is attaching to 3 other carbon atoms, and one electron remains free. One carbon atom is being bonded to 3 other carbon atoms, but one remains unbonded. So this dot of green which you see is actually the free electron which is not yet been satisfied. Yes, beta. Because of these moving free electrons within the structure, if potential difference is applied across this, current can flow through them. That is why graphite is a good conductor of electricity, whereas diamond is not. Now see the layers. The force of attraction is weak. These layers, they slide over one another like this, easily. This is why graphite is soft, and it is also a solid lubricant. ठीक है? Diamond, silicon carbide, silica, graphite, all these are examples of covalent or network solids. ठीक है? Now we are supposed to move on to crystal lattices. Now the actual lecture or the actual portion which is dependent ऑन दिस, जो अभी पढ़ा है उसमें से भी क्वेश्चंस आता है, ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है। दे कैन आस्क यू द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स, दे कैन आस्क यू द एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ टाइप ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं कोवैलेंट सॉलिड्स और मेटालिक सॉलिड्स, और व्हाई डू मेटालिक सॉलिड्स कंडक्ट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, व्हाई इज ग्रेफाइट एन एक्सेप्शन, ऑल दीस क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी मच एक्सेप्टेबल इन द एग्जाम्स, राइट? सो एक्सपेक्टेबल, सॉरी. Now, crystal lattices and unit cells. For crystalline structure, what exactly is a crystalline structure and how we'll move about it? How we are going to classify the crystal lattices? What are different types of crystal lattices? What are the different types of unit cells? What is their packing efficiency, packing density? How to solve the various numericals, the different types of voids? ये सब हम लोग को अब आगे continue करना है. So सल्फेट डायमंड को फर्स्ट एटम है उसका तो 3 एटम फ्री है, वो क्या? ओके, इट इज अ क्लोज्ड लूप बेटा. दैट टॉप अभी ये जो स्ट्रक्चर दिखाया ना आपको, दैट इज फॉर योर विजिबिलिटी कि स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा रहता है. But when you look at diamond, diamond is a closed structure, right? So all the valencies will be satisfied at the end. It's going to be forming a closed loop of that particular structure. Okay. So, sir, should I continue or like what? Do they have another lecture? Yeah. Or this is a fresh topic? Should I start it in the next lecture? Kamlesh, sir.
हेलो सर.
हाँ सर.
सर ओम 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 बोल रहा हूँ.
क्या?
सर ओम बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ ओम बोलो ना.
हाँ सर, मेरे को वो जो कर्नल आपने बताया ना वो नहीं समझा.
कर्नल पता है, इट्स जस्ट अ नेम यूज बेटा. मेटल का जो शीट रहता है ना, उसके अंदर एक्चुअली मेटल का आयंस रहता है ना, वो एम्बेडेड रहता है, और उसका जो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है वो फ्रीली मूव करता है वो शीट में, ठीक है? तो वो जो मेटल का आयंस है ना, उसको अपन कर्नल बोल रहे हैं, ठीक है?
मेटल आयंस उनका बैलेंस ही ये रहता है, फ्री रहता है.
मेटल आयंस को हम लोग कर्नल बोल रहे हैं. ओके बेटा.
ओके सर.
ओम, ठीक है.
हेलो सर.
हाँ सर.
हाँ बेटा.
हेलो विजय सर.
यस बेटा.
सर यहाँ पर एक वर्ड लिखा हुआ है टेक्स्ट बुक में.
हाँ.
पॉली, क्या लिखा है? पॉली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड. सर इसका मतलब क्या होता है? पॉली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स ऐसा कुछ लिखा हुआ है.
पॉली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स.
हाँ सर, ऐसा कुछ लिखा हुआ है.
Polycrystalline solids is like poly means many. It's a repetitive structure. Abhi, when you talk about these structures, beta, they are going to be repeating themselves, right? So polycrystalline solids is like the various different types of crystalline क्या बोलते हैं classification of those solids जो हम लोग अभी आगे देखने वाले हैं, ठीक है?
सर यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है amorphous solids. There are some solid which apparently appear amorphous but have microstructures.
See, मैंने जो आपको स्टार्टिंग में बताया ना बेटा अमॉर्फस सॉलिड्स के बारे में, दे आर कॉल्ड एज स्यूडो सॉलिड्स. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे हैव माइक्रो स्ट्रक्चर्स. अभी जो बताया था, सी the arrangement of atoms in amorphous solids, it is indefinite, it is irregular. Some of the arrangements they repeat, but वो बहुत कम structures जो repeat करते हैं, right? Whereas क्या जो क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड होता है उसमें जो एक यूनिट है वो बार बार उस स्ट्रक्चर में रिपीट कर रहा है, जो अमॉर्फस में नहीं होता है. दैट इज व्हाट द बेसिक पॉइंट ऑफ डिफरेंस ओवर हियर इज, जो मैंने आपको स्टार्टिंग में बताया था.
ओके सर.
ग्लास सॉलिड.
थैंक यू सर.
या बेटा.
सर.
हाँ हाँ. क्या एनी अदर पीपल?
सर आई थिंक कमलेश सर का वापस पिंग आया है, मतलब ग्लिच हो गया रहेगा माइक में कुछ.
क्या आया है? पिंग आया है?
नहीं, लाइक ग्लिच हो गया रहेगा उनका माइक.
नहीं.
हाँ सर, उनका वॉइस नहीं आ रहा ना. लेक्चर लीड करना है कि नहीं?
You guys have another lecture.
हेलो सर.
हेलो
सर अमन बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ अमन.
सर ग्लास सॉलिड है या लिक्विड?
ग्लास सॉलिड है ना बेटा, अभी तो हमने देखा.
सर उसको सूडो सॉलिड क्यों बोलते? उसको सूडो सॉलिड बोलते हैं तो फिर वो लिक्विड में आएगा ना?
नहीं बच्चे, अमॉर्फस सॉलिड्स जो होते हैं ना, अमॉर्फस सॉलिड्स को ही हम लोग सूडो सॉलिड बोलते हैं. अमॉर्फस
सारे
अमॉर्फस सॉलिड्स को सूडो सॉलिड्स क्यों बोलते हैं हम लोग? क्योंकि they have the property of fluidity. This property of fluidity is क्या बोलते हैं, वो बहुत टाइम लगता है उनको फ्लूइड होने में। जैसे कि ग्लास का एग्जांपल दिया था, एक विंडो पे अगर हम लोग ग्लास रखेंगे तो that glass is going to fall down, is going to क्या बोलते हैं, liquefy down, वो नीचे नीचे आता जाएगा, but after a very long duration of time, बहुत लंबा टाइम लगता है उसको वैसा। So pseudo solids मतलब these they have the capacity of flowing, the particles can flow because they are just packed together, they are just randomly arranged together. तो जैसे ही उनको heat मिलता है and over the duration of time they start flowing because of gravity. Okay, so basically it is a solid only. We call them as pseudo solids because they have this property of fluidity which take years to show. ऐसे तो प्लास्टिक को भी अगर आप रखेंगे ना तो रखा आफ्टर अ वेरी लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन ऑफ टाइम, इफ यू आर हैंगिंग अ प्लास्टिक इट स्टार्ट्स थिकनिंग एट द बॉटम. दैट प्रॉपर्टी वी आर डिस्कसिंग ओवर हियर.
सर ये वो कोवेलेंट और नेटवर्क सॉलिड्स में आपने वो डिस्प्ले में एक एग्जांपल दिया था क्या, सिलिका का और SiO2 का, सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड का। सर वो सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड को मैं सर्च किया तो क्वार्ट्ज क्या होता है? क्वार्ट्ज,
सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड इज नथिंग बट योर सैंड. क्वार्ट्ज इज अ क्रिस्टल. क्वार्ट्ज इज अ क्रिस्टल. सिलिकॉन डाइऑक्साइड इज योर सैंड. ठीक है. सो दीज आर वेरियस टाइप ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं स्टोन्स एंड अर्थली क्या बोलते हैं सब्सटेंसेस. Gems will be a different word altogether, but a different types of stones. Simple as that. Okay.
ठीक है सर, एंड कर सकते हैं क्योंकि अभी सेकंड लेक्चर का भी टाइम हो रहा है.
ओके सर, ओके फाइन, ठीक है. सो अभी ये जो सेटअप किया था जिसमें आई हैड यूज्ड अ मोबाइल फॉर द लैपटॉप, एवरीथिंग वाज क्लियर एंड माय वॉइस वाज आल्सो ऑडिबल, राइट?
हाँ, ये बराबर था सर सेटअप, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं था.
ओके सर, ठीक है. थैंक यू गाइस. सी यू टुमारो.
चलो स्टूडेंट, नेक्स्ट लेक्चर का टाइम हो रहा है.